It took me ages to do this. And I'm hoping that this video makes it so it doesn't take you quite so long. My name is Eileen Smith and welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about the benefits of upgrading your Instagram account to a business account. So thank you so much for joining me today. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that it took me so long to be convinced that I needed to upgrade my account. But I did it, and I'll give you a little hint as to what encouraged me to go ahead and make the upgrade. My daughter, her name is Nicole Purvey. You guys know she has the Better Than Success podcast and real estate league here in Philadelphia. She recently upgraded her account. And I kind of had to encourage her to do that because she reached the 10,000 followers that you need in order to get that little swipe up feature. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. And so she upgraded her account. And then I thought, I'm here talking her into upgrading her account. I need to upgrade my own account. So I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I don't have anywhere near as many followers as she does. In fact, let me just look and see. I have 2,806 as of today, January the 19th, 2019. And so if you're following me on Instagram, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. And if you're not, I hope you consider doing so. And before we really get into the content, I just want to remind you of my motto here is hashtag two taps. And so I want to welcome you to the stream, or if you're watching this in the replay, and 2 taps. You know, a lot of times YouTubers tell you to smash that like button. I don't want you to smash it. I want you to gently and tenderly just tap with that little finger of yours. Tap that like button or tap that share button. And if you're new, tap that subscribe button and ring that little bell so you get those notifications. So there you go. Hashtag 2 taps. All right. So now we're going to get into the content after we say a couple hellos. And here we go. Shay Mack, how are you? Great to see you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Okay. We go here live on YouTube every weekend. Might miss one or two just because, life. But I usually talk about podcasting, live streaming, social media. And so today we're talking about Instagram because Instagram is a fantastic platform for promoting, especially if you're a podcaster or a YouTuber, because there's so much of a video component in Instagram. And because podcasting is all audio, people want to see your face sometimes. So, Instagram kind of lends itself to podcasting. And I talked all about that in a video. I'll put a card up there and leave a link in the description. And so you can see that, how to promote your podcast with Instagram. And Shay Mack says, I really like your glasses. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And also Richard is here and he's just saying, hey, Miss Eileen. I think he meant to say, hey, not he, Miss Eileen. Okay, thanks for coming. Thanks for taking the time out of your Saturday morning to come and hang with me this morning as I talk about the benefits of upgrading your personal profile to an Instagram business account. Now, you don't need to have any level of followers. You can do it from the very beginning when you first start your account. But what you do need is a Facebook page. So in order to upgrade, you'll need a Facebook page because you're going to have to connect your Instagram business account now once you do the upgrade. And it's really simple. I don't need to give you a tutorial on how to do that because all you have to do is go into your settings and look for upgrade, and they'll probably make sure that it's very prominently there for you to see that. And I want to say hi to my girl Ruth, which is 411 Sports TV today. She's in here on that handle. She's got a lot of great content over here on YouTube. Thanks for coming. And yeah, hey, not he. I know it wasn't he, Miss Eileen. That doesn't make sense. Okay, thank you so much. So my concern before I upgraded to the business profile was that, okay, so now they're going to put that algorithm out there and people aren't going to see my content and all that stuff. And I have heard it so many times in so many different venues from, the Instagram, the folks that just live and breathe Instagram, like Jen Herman and from Jen's Trends, and Subi Zimmerman, the Instagram expert, and, just so many different places. Shalene Johnson, I'm sorry. They all say the same thing. Upgrading to a business account does not impact the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't start to hide your content. Not yet, anyway. And it's super easy to switch back to just a regular profile. But once you switch to the business account, you're not going to want to switch back. And Michael Hill is here. Hi, Michael. Thank you for joining me. Okay. And, all right. So, one of the coolest benefits, and I'm going to do a little screen share. Okay. That didn't go over well because I forgot to change some of my options. It's okay. My picture-in-picture shape, I don't want it to be round. I only want it to be round when I'm on picture-in-picture. But here, we're going to do it this way. In fact, I'm just going to get me off the screen. But I'll leave the phone up. So here you go. You can see here that you have what they call these call to action buttons. And not only do you see my link to that I provided, you get one link on Instagram, and this one I sent folks over to my Patreon page so that they could check out an article that I have over on Patreon about easy podcast interviews. But there's also an address there. And I'm actually, using my daughter's address. I'm cheating a little bit there. I'm using my daughter's business address there for that. I don't know if I like the way that looks. So let's swap things around. We'll put this over here on this side. Let's get it together. There you go. Move it over so everybody can see. Okay, so you also can have your phone number there as well as a button that people can email you directly right there on your Instagram profile page. Okay, so you're getting extra links because we're always told that you only have that one link in your profile. But no, you're going to have a link for people to open up to email you. You know what? Let me show you my daughter's profile because I'm pretty sure she has them all set up. Let's search for Nicole. There you go. I search for her account so often. So there you go. You see there she has her betterthansuccess.com/links. That's where you can go to get all the links for what's going on. And she also has the address. And she doesn't have the email button on hers either. And I don't blame her because we don't want people to email us right away. So there's what one of the benefits that you have. Oh, okay. Hang on. Subi. Let's see. Here she has not put her email address on there either. It's so easy for people to message you on Instagram. I think some folks are just a little hesitant about putting their email address there on the profile. So TubeBuddy doesn't have it either. So that's okay. We're not going to look for any more to see if they have it or not. Okay, so let's get that off there. So we go to the next. Oh, also, besides the phone number, the email address, and the physical address, you also, I'm sorry, I'm going to answer this question really quickly. Shay Mack says, how are you streaming and screen sharing your iOS screen? I'm using EcammLive. And you can look in the description for the link to EcammLive, or I'll just tell you, you go to eileen.link/Ecamm. That's with 2 M's, live. And that's only if you have a Mac computer. Okay, so in addition to the links that I mentioned before for the profile, you also, if you're doing events using Eventbrite, if you want people to book a call or some type of an appointment with you, there's so many scheduling tools. But off the top of my head, Acuity Scheduling, and well, actually, this is in my notes. This is not off the top of my head. I take that back. Acuity Scheduling. Oh, let's just say you're a restaurant or some type of food business. Grubhub or Eat Street or Yelp. You can have those links right on your profile. So it is a fantastic way to get people to, solicit your business. Okay, let's see. Ruth is saying something really good. Our Instagram accounts are business accounts. This conversation is timely as I am working on our social media strategies this week. No email. Contact us by Messenger. Yeah, there you go. So the email is there. And let me see. I'm going to find a great place for me to put these comments. The email is there, but if you don't want to use it, like you saw that I don't, my daughter doesn't, even Sue B doesn't have hers on there because we want people to message us. And also that increases your engagement too on Instagram when people use that messenger inside of Instagram. So that's probably the better way to go. Not unless you're just it just all depends upon the type of business that you have. If you have, let's just say you are an eatery, then you want people to just be able to, contact you right away. So you will probably put your phone number there as well as your Grubhub or Eat Street or any of those other services that can get that grub right out to your customer after they see that delicious picture or story that you've created. All right. Now, the next thing is something that just happened recently. So I was really happy about it. This is another thing that encouraged me to go ahead and upgrade to the business account. A lot of us are using scheduling tools to, post on Instagram, right? Because you just want to have it all set up, all nice and all your emojis right in place, all of your hashtag research. You're probably doing it on your computer anyway, right? And, you can do things on your phone, but sometimes it's just so much easier. If I can just do it on the computer, because a lot of times I'll use a scheduling tool, but I'll say I want it to go right now. But I don't have to do that anymore. Even if I wanted to go right at that moment, these scheduling tools, now you can even schedule videos to go. It used to be you had to get a notification on your phone, then you would open up the tool. Like, for example, I was using Viral Tag for this, but now I switched over. I'm using Buffer. This is just for this Instagram stuff. And Buffer is the ones who notified me. You can post directly into Instagram. You don't have to go through that in-between step where you get a notification, then you got to open the tool, and then you got to post. But if you're still on an individual profile, you still have to do that, not until you upgrade for business. So think about that. I'm trying to reposition myself a little here. So, hey, bear with me a little bit, guys. All right. It didn't work, but that's okay. All right, so that's 2 things, the call to action buttons and your scheduling tools now. Oh, let me shout out to some of the other scheduling tools because I mentioned that I use Buffer, but there's also Agora Pulse that you could do this with now too. Planoly, which I've never used, but I hear people using that all the time, and then also Hootsuite. So I'm also going to take a minute now to say hi to my girl Tish is here. Tish Rosales, I'm here, I made it. She says hashtag Eileen Morning Fame. Don't forget hashtag 2 taps, Tish. Okay. So I love when Tish comes. Even though I love when everybody comes, but I love when Tish comes too. And Larry Snow is here. Another one of my favorites. Hey, Larry. Okay, so we're not. This is hashtag Eileen YouTube Church, but actually the sermon today is about Instagram. Instagram business profile. In fact, I did a little bit of a survey. And I asked you guys who had the business profile, and Larry was one of the folks who said he had already done it. So that was also another reason why so many of my friends were already on business profiles. I felt like I was a slacker. Okay, so hang on just 1 minute here. Let me put this up. Let me take this down. And, really, guys, I'm in the background trying to adjust my camera. Just so you know, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Next is another new feature that came out. And it's quick replies. Quick replies. Aha. I may have to show you. I may have to do a little demo on quick replies. Works best when you have someone who DM'd you, and so then you can reply to that person. So let's see, I'll just use my daughter as an example because she can't complain. All right, so she and I were already in conversation, okay? So see at the bottom where the message bar is, and let me hit on the plus. When I hit on that plus, it expanded. Instead of just seeing the mic and the ability to put a GIF or a picture there, you see that little box with the 3 dots. That is the quick reply box. And what it is, think of it like your canned responses in Gmail. So if you have people messaging you all the time, asking the same questions or wanting the same things, or maybe you just want to have it just to make it easier for you to respond to folks, you can make a canned response or what they're calling quick replies. So one of my quick replies is thanks so much with a emoji, smiley emoji with the hearts. Of course, I'll probably go in there and change it now since you all see it. But all I have to do is just type TXT. Or I can just open this quick reply. Now, say if I had a bunch of them in here, then I could just pick the one that I wanted. Okay, so the quick replies, I think that just came out. I don't want to say when it came out, but I'll say late last year. I just made that up. Very recently. Okay, so let's see. What else we got here? I've been using Buffer to post to Instagram. Works great. Now you can schedule videos as well. Yes, that was the point that I made right before you got here. That's one of the benefits of being a business profile, Larry, is saying the same thing that I just told you guys. You can schedule your videos through Buffer. So as far as I know, Buffer, Agora Pulse, Planoly, and Hootsuite. And I don't think I said Hootsuite earlier. Hootsuite lets you do this now as well. So now on Buffer, I don't know if you can do that with a free account on Buffer. I doubt it. I have what's called, I think it's called the Pro, or it's the first paid level, which is only like $10 a month. And believe me, it's worth the $10. It's probably worth a little more. Shh, don't tell Buffer I said it. It's probably worth even a little more than that. And now that I have Instagram, because you get so many accounts, and I used to have Google Plus in there. All right, I'm not going to say any more about that. But now I have Instagram in there. And so I haven't actually taken advantage of scheduling a video yet, but I will. I most certainly will. Thanks for that reminder as well, Larry. And Ruth says, currently using only put, I think, to schedule Instagram posts, but just signed up for a Buffer because it can schedule to more platforms. Exactly. Buffer has Pinterest too. Of course, it's got Twitter and it's got Facebook and it's got LinkedIn. There's actually some tools. Another tool that I didn't mention on here, and I don't know if they have this video thing yet, is Tailwind. Tailwind is an amazing tool for Instagram for finding your hashtags. And I talked about that in that video that I did about how to promote your podcast on Instagram. But the Tailwind, if they don't have the ability to upload videos yet, they will soon, because the Tailwind people, they started off as a Pinterest scheduling tool, but now they are really, really deep into Instagram. However, I don't think they're that, I don't think you can post to Facebook from there. So, but if you're a person who's just using Instagram and Pinterest, Tailwind for the win. It's Tailwind for the win. Okay, so, Tish, your profile pic changed. I like that other profile pic. That was cute, little avatar. Don't forget to click on the 3 dots next to each person's name so that we can follow one another, and a lot of value offered by each person here. Thank you, Tish. Thanks for that reminder. Yes, and I will, before this is over, I will make sure I will demonstrate how that's done in case anybody who's here doesn't know how to do that. And yeah, Tish said, oh yeah, Hootsuite. Yep. Hootsuite also emailed me. I use Hootsuite, but I'm actually, right at this moment, I'm on the free plan with Hootsuite. But Hootsuite, the benefit of Hootsuite, I'm going to go back to what we're really talking about here. But this part is important because you guys need to know these tools, right? The benefit with Hootsuite is that you can actually monitor the streams as well. And it looks just like your feed, only you can monitor by lists and you can have them all in columns. I think TweetDeck has a similar layout, but the Hootsuite has the advantage of a lot of different apps that are built into it that you can't get with TweetDeck. Okay, that's a whole nother story for another day. And Buffer's first paid level is now $15 a month. Okay, I must be grandfathered in. Okay, thanks so much for sharing that, Ruth, because I didn't realize that they'd gone up on the price. And maybe when it's time for my bill to be due, because I pay annually, maybe that's when it dawned on me that you've been telling people $10. So it's $15 a month. It's incredible value, guys. Incredible. See, they heard me when I said it's worth more, didn't they? Oh, yeah, those girls, Tailwind. I get their emails. Yes. Alisa, I'm not sure, and Melissa are the two, when you say those girls from Tailwind. Yes. Okay, so we've got quick reprise, the scheduling tools, being able to post movies. We've got the call to action buttons. Next. And I know a lot of people aren't doing this one, but for me right now, I have decided to do a lot of focusing on my Facebook page. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but I have. And I'm actually having fun. And you can create stories for your Facebook page, separate from your profile. But when you connect that Instagram to your Facebook page and you got the business thing going on, you can post to your page stories. I did a fun story this morning, just in case you want to ever go over to Miss Eileen Speaks on Facebook, because that's the same as my YouTube channel is called Miss Eileen Speaks. So is my podcast, and so is my Facebook page. Oh, Tailwind offers a good number of informational videos on YouTube. They sure do. They have a very good YouTube channel. They really do. And actually, Hootsuite is stepping up their game as well. And Buffer, I guess Buffer has so many community generated videos. They do have some good videos on the Buffer channel. A lot of webinars. In fact, I found out a lot about Pinterest from watching the guys from Pinterest being interviewed over on the Buffer YouTube channel. That was over. Hey, don't remember changing the pic. I like the other one too. Yeah, that's interesting. That it changed in the mid thing, changing it back. Okay. Oh gosh. All right. So the next benefit of upgrading to the Instagram business account would be for people who are doing e-commerce, your shoppable posts, your shoppable stickers you can add on the stories. Now, with these shoppable posts and things, you have to have things going on in the background first. And it definitely is connected with Facebook. You have to have your products all uploaded. You got to give them your EIN number and all that good stuff. This is not just for somebody who's just got like an ebook or something. This is for physical products. You're selling t-shirts, or you've got books, or I think it's mostly garments. I mean, I don't know if you would be able to sell anything. You can't sell houses and things like that. I say that because of my daughter's real estate league. But yes, shoppable stickers for physical products. Okay. So those stickers work on Instagram stories, and they also work in the news feed. Okay. Different account, Tish, I think because you don't have moderator access. You didn't have moderator access before. Oh, you're popping in and out of different accounts. Let's see what the name on the other one. They both say Tish Rosales, though. So, yeah, that's what's confusing there. Thanks, Larry, for letting us know. Okay. I guess this is probably the biggest benefit that I've been missing out on. And you probably hear people talking about. I'm trying to bring up so you can also see on my phone here. And I just posted this yesterday just so I would have some in here to show you guys today. And that's the insights. So now I can look here. It says 35 people like this. But when I click on view insights, you see right underneath my image there is a view the insights, so I can see how many people actually visited my profile based on that image, how much reach I got, and in this case I didn't get any comments or anything yet, but it gives me interactions, and those interactions are just there, the 6 profile visits and 1 website click. And discovery, 215 accounts reached, 3% weren't following you. So it got out there, and it also tells me about hashtags too. So each hashtag that got folks looking at this, or impressions, right? Anchor FM was the number one. Guys, I try sometimes not to do content about Anchor, but I can't stop doing it because guess what? My audience, no matter what, even when I pull up my YouTube analytics, Anchor, I pull up my very first post since upgrading to a business profile on Instagram is Anchor. Okay, the live streaming is there, thank gosh. And then mobile apps, I guess I just threw that one in there that's not what a hashtag I normally use, or maybe I do and I just don't realize it. Because I wasn't really posting that much in the news feed. I'm a stories person. So I posted that one yesterday, but the one before that was back in December. So it had been over a month since I posted, but I'm going to start being more frequent because I have the images. Shout out to Brianna from Better Than Success When she creates images for me, she creates the YouTube image, the Instagram or podcast image, because they're both square, and the image for IGTV or Pinterest. So I have the images, I just have to post them. And now that I have a business account, I have more incentive. And how I'm working this, and so I'll tell you guys this. This is a good point for me to mention, and so I'll bring it back, my profile back up. I'm changing the link out there because I posted that about easy podcast interviews. I created a pretty link using the Pretty Link plugin for WordPress, because that actually, as I showed you guys earlier, that actually goes over to a post on my Patreon page that lets folks see. And you can, even though it's on Patreon, this one is actually public. You know, I'm mixing a lot of different social medias here because the video that's there is not a YouTube video, it's a Facebook video. So I got a lot of stuff going on here. Don't always, try this at home. But I just wanted to make sure that I posted something so that I could show you guys the insights today. That was the real reason for me creating that post, because actually I did that easy interview back on January the 2nd. Okay? So, sometimes when you have a lot of content, you just have to be more strategic about what you're posting, when and where and how. So, and the reason why I brought that up about that one link, a lot of people use a site that's called Linktree. Wait a minute, hang on. I'm going to come back to Linktree. Larry, when he talks about marketing, I pay attention. From a marketing standpoint, the insights are the best feature and reason to switch to a business account. That's why I saved that point for last. I saved the best for last, Larry. Thank you. I do have some more stuff to tell you. No, there is one more. There is one more. I don't know if you've taken advantage of this. There's one more, and I'm going to come back to Linktree. The ability to boost your post and run ads. Yes, you can boost your Instagram posts and run ads. So doing that upgrade is all free. Everything I talked about today was free. No, it's not. I take that back because I talked about the scheduling tools. I don't know if you can do any of that scheduling, direct scheduling on any of those free plans. I would have to investigate that. And if anybody knows, y'all let me know. I don't think so, though. So those things are not free. But these other tools that I talked about were free. Having the call to action buttons, the quick replies, which could just save you so much time, being able to post to the stories to your Facebook page, all that is totally free. But being the ability to boost a post or to run ads, so you got something special going on, you go ahead and boost that bad boy. Okay, it's not going to be the same as boosting a post on Facebook, right? Because we know the Instagram audience and the Instagram news feed and all that and stories are all totally different. And people engage with Instagram differently than they do on Facebook. Thank the Lord for that. Tish, I'm going to come back to your comment, but I will put it up here. Anchor is doing well. We'll come back to that because I want to say one more thing now about the Linktree. I never liked Linktree. And if you're somebody who likes Linktree or uses Linktree, cover your ears. I just don't like the look of it. I don't like when I go to somebody, I click on somebody's thing and I go to their Linktree and it's like, that's not, to me, it's not that great. But if you're using it and it's working for you, don't pay me any attention. Now, for those that are still here paying me attention, think about creating a page on your website that features the content that you're talking about in your current post. You can create, whether it doesn't matter if you've got Blogger, WordPress, WordPress.com, it doesn't matter. a page on your site where, especially now with this new Gutenberg thing they've got going on with WordPress, you can create blocks. So you could have featured video. That's on my to-do list for this weekend. Featured video, because maybe one day I'm posting about a video and the next day I'm posting about a podcast. Or you could just have feature content so that up at the top, and you would just have to go in there and switch it out. But what's the big deal about that? Okay? If you want people to find your content, and especially if you have a specific kind of content you want them. So you're basically creating a landing page, but without going through the expense of lead pages or any other landing page builder. You just take your website, and it could even be a blog post, because you're just going to have that one link. And you just change that out and make it dynamic. Of course, it would be nice if it was an automated way to do that. Now, there is another option, and I talked to you guys about this. There's an app called Universe. That Universe app you could use to have different blocks set up with your whatever your featured content is. And so that's a free app called Universe. And I know I haven't updated my page in a while, but they're trying to get me to upgrade. Something told me not to show you guys that thing yet until new year, new website, unlimited time. I don't want to upgrade, so how do I get rid of that ad there? All right, so they don't want me to. Okay, see your subscriber list, see your analytics, set up a domain. No, I'm not going to. Oh, there's X. I was looking for that X to get that out of there. Okay, so let me go back. Well, I'm not going to show you this app right now because I forgot how to use it. So there's that. Thanks for laughing at me, Tish. Or maybe I did something good. All right, before I go back into Anchor, let's just talk about some other things you can do with Instagram, in case you're just not familiar with the benefits of even using Instagram to begin with, okay? So let's talk about IGTV. I know it's the elephant in the room. I was gung-ho for it, and then I left it, and now I'm kind of back a little, because what I'm doing is putting my audiograms. I'm using that to promote the podcast. That would be the Anchor Show podcast, not the Miss Eileen Speaks podcast. So IGTV, what they've done now is they're letting you link from IGTV into stories and link from stories back into IGTV. So those things are complementing each other. Before, you could link from stories to your IGTV, but now they've made it so you can link back to your Instagram from, y'all know what I mean. Oh, another thing is, let's just say you have a group of close friends. All right. I could do this for my patrons on Patreon. All right. I could put them all in a group, and I could have that exclusive content instead of using that lame little app that Patreon put together that was always buggy. I could put them into a close friends group, and they would be the only ones that would see those particular stories. Or you can use it for other things. It doesn't have to be something like that. It could be really your close friends. This is some inside stuff that only Tish and I talk about all the time. Like we've been talking about on Messenger, but if we wanted to do it on story on Instagram, we would have a close friends group. I think you're only allowed to have one group though so far. That's the only thing about that. I think you should be able to have more. But right now, you have your close friends group. And of course, you can add and remove people from that group all you want. But they'll see it as a story. But you'll be sending it only to those select people. Okay? So I think that's a cool feature. The quick reactions. The quick reactions is a really cool feature, I think, for Instagram to when you're in somebody's, you're looking at a story. I guess the quick reactions work on posts as well. No, it only works on stories. So instead of just giving somebody a heart or a flame to say, what they posted was really hot or whatever, those quick reactions come up as an option so you can, they'll come up on the screen. Let's see if I have somebody I can give a quick reaction to. I think I got somebody right here for you guys to see. Hang on, let me get back to. I was messing around behind the scenes. All right, so here's Owen. I'm just going to give him a quick reaction. So how I clicked on that send message, and that was Owen video, by the way. And so if I just wanted to give him some hand claps, or if he did something really funny, in this case, I really don't know what that story was because I'm talking to you guys. So I will just give him some hand claps. Can't go wrong with that, right? Okay, so those are quick reactions. That's just another reason to use Instagram. Just quickly to be able to connect with people. If people are coming over, they're messaging you on your stories, or they're, leaving comments for you on your posts, and, you just want to go over there and engage with them and their content too, right? It's really cool that you can just do that very quickly, and they know that, even though you didn't take the time to type out, oh, that was really funny, all you have to do is click on the emoji with the person with the thing laughing, and it still serves the same purpose, right? It gives that person that warm and fuzzy feeling that, oh, she's watching my stories today. Yay. All right, so wait, I got some other things here. Oh, let's see if I can find my cheat sheet. I've been doing this new thing, guys, of actually writing things down on paper, but then I also transcribed it onto Google Docs. But this last couple ones I did last night, I didn't. Oh, save stories as highlights on your profile. Highlights! Oh my gosh! How could I possibly not talk about the highlights? This is how you give your stories longevity. Like today, I did the Super Cute Saturday. Did anybody see that? I don't know if anybody here saw that. It was sort of a fake. It's Super Cute Saturday because I actually went to the hairdresser yesterday. But over, I don't know how many months since I decided to make a highlight of my Super Cute Saturdays. So when people go to my profile, they could see all of my Super Cute Saturdays. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll show you my podcasting one, right? So whenever I talk about podcasting, I put them all in the podcasting, and you can see, my journey of podcasting and some of the tutorials that I've given about podcasting. It also reminds you of, well, oh gosh, look at all the stuff I accomplished this year. And it also may give you an idea of something that you forgot to talk about that you need to talk about in your story. And for those of you who probably haven't seen me playing pinball, maybe you didn't know I was a pinball player when I go over Mr. Rodney's house. Oh, Larry knows because he saw it. So there I am on the pinball machine. So the highlights are a fantastic tool that's within Instagram. Of course, this has nothing to do with being a business account, but it's a great way you can set those highlights up to showcase something, whatever it is that you do, whatever expertise. I like to be personal. But everybody knows being a podcaster and being a YouTuber is really all part of my personal life, right? Because this is just what I do. So I have those on there mixed in with my Super Cute Saturdays and my gaming. Maybe pretty soon I'll go over and play some more pinball, especially if we get some snow. I can easily see traipsing across the street to get on a pinball machine. And let's see, anything else? Oh, okay, here's one more benefit that you can do. And this one is actually from the desktop. And once you make that connection between your Facebook page and I don't really need to screen share this, your Instagram business account and your Facebook page. And you may not need to upgrade to business account for this. You used to. For now, you just need to have this connection between your Facebook page and your Instagram. Now you can respond to comments on your desktop on Facebook. So when you're logged into Facebook, your page, you'll see the option there for Instagram. So if you have any engagements, on any interactivity on your Instagram and you want to quickly respond and you're on desktop, you just so happen to be on Facebook, there is a tab there. Actually, it's down on the side. Usually when you think of tabs, you think of them running across the top. But in this case, it runs down the side of the page. And I don't think I have any active ones in there. But just to show you guys, I will show you. You have to go over into your notifications. And no, it's not it's in your inbox. It's in your inbox section of your notifications. So yeah, I'm trying to get it all up, and I don't have any in there, but at least I can show you how it works. So if you're on your page, you go into the inbox section of your page, and if I had any Instagram engagements in there, it would be here. But once you mark it as done, they all disappear. So I'm not going to go into whatever's in there now for Facebook, because who knows what that might be. And I don't want to embarrass myself or anyone else. So, okay, guys. So what do you think? Is there anyone here? And I'm going to put a poll up here on YouTube. I'm going to put a poll. Have you upgraded to the business account on Instagram? But I'm asking anyone here who's in the audience, did I forget anything? Was there anything that you thought was a benefit of upgrading to business account, or that was just different about, upgrading from what you can remember? Is anybody using those quick replies? Is anybody using those call to action buttons? Larry, your account is a business account, right? Are you talking about your regular Larry Snow account? Because I can't remember the last time I've actually gone to your profile. And I'm just curious because we all decided that we weren't going to have our phone number on there. But I'm looking at your regular Larry Snow account, and I don't see any of the, I guess maybe Larry's not here right now. But I don't see any of the call to action buttons. But I would love to know. I do see the email. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at this when I was looking at everybody else's profile. Jeez, Eileen, you forgot this part. The email is right down here at the bottom. I was looking in the wrong section. That's what it was. Here's the email button. What's the best way for me to do it? Show you. Okay, Larry's picture, then a description of Larry. Oops. Then there's followed by, and it tells me all the people that we have friends in common. Then it has a BOS. I'm not sure what that is, but that's one of his highlights. And then under that is the email. And I was looking in the wrong spot earlier when I was looking at my daughter's account. Let's go back to my daughter. Oh, boy. There it is. And directions. I see it now. Okay, underneath the row of highlights. That's the best way to describe it. Underneath the row of highlights, there is an email there for her. And there is directions. So, directions to get. And you can either open it in Maps or you can open it in Google Maps. Or you can copy, I guess, if you wanted to put it in Waze or if you wanted to send it to an Uber driver or something like that. And hi, ISO Flame. Nice to meet you. Yes, I just gave you a shout out. ISO Flame YT. YouTube, I guess that means. Hi, thanks for joining. Okay, so sorry that I did not see that earlier when I was talking about the call to action buttons. They are underneath the row of stories. Okay, and I'm not going to tap on her email. So let me go back to Sue B because sorry, I messed up earlier. Underneath her row of highlights, there's text, email, or directions. So she does have it there. I was looking up in the profile section, but I should now. So if I click on text, it opens up so I could give her a text message. Now, I'm not going to do that. And also, that shows you her phone number. Very cool. I did not know that. So when I click on email, it's going to show in the App Store. I don't use the mail on my phone. I use Gmail. And then the directions. Okay. Yeah, Tish, we love our children. Yes, we do. So true. And thank you. By the way, I've been subbed since 17 subs. Oh, get out of here. That will make you really, really old. You can't possibly be that old. I've been on here since 2009. You probably couldn't even reach the computer back in 2009. Stop pulling my leg. Okay, so I totally blew that whole section about the call to action buttons, guys, because I forgot that they were underneath the stories. So I'm glad we got that all corrected before we got off of here. If anybody is watching this in the replay, I apologize. But we got it straight before we got off. Okay, so let's see. Another thing that Instagram is starting to do, and I'll screen share, they're starting to say, see your posts from 5 years ago today. And I don't know why they're doing that. Because when I tap on that, maybe I'm tapping on the wrong thing. So there's two choices. I can tap on the little arrow that has the Instagram colors, or I can tap on the actual image. Now, this image is not a happy one. This is from a memorial service that my daughter's grandmother on her father's side. So I'm just going to this time tap on the Instagram icon with the little arrow going backwards. Loading. So I guess I could go ahead and post this in my story if I wanted to. It's a sad one, so I'm not going to do. This was all the Nicole's grandmother on her dad's side was an artist. And those paintings, in fact, the one on the top left is her dad. And then these other paintings, if you ever see Nicole do Instagrams or anything from her apartment, she's got these paintings hanging on the wall. And Nicole did a great job of placing them in, really great places because she's got a beautiful apartment in town. So anyway, that's what I was doing wrong, because in the past when I would tap on the photo, I don't remember doing it that way. Well, anyway, there you go. But I'm not posting that today because I don't want no sad stuff. That was a good thing to post at that time. But it's a time and place for everything, right? And Ruth is laughing at me because I said that he probably couldn't reach the computer, and I was right because he came back and said that he was 50, or he or she. I'm going to say it's a he, but they came back. ISO Flame said I'm 15. Yeah, so 10 years ago you were 5, so you were not subscribed to my YouTube channel back then. I know you weren't. And beautiful artwork. Yes, Poonie we call her Poonie. Her name was Frances Purvey. Poonie was an incredible artist. I remember when I first started seeing Nicole's father and meeting her and saying, wow. And so her stuff was in an art gallery while she was still, in good health and all that good stuff. So, let me get rid of this. No, I don't want to get rid of that because I'm going to answer Tisha's question. She's reminding me. Oh, phooey. Hang on. Tisha's reminded me. Thank you for the reminder, my love, about Anchor. My favorite podcasting platform. Anchor, really probably the best way to describe what's going on with Anchor is not to actually go into the app. And so I'm going to, so you guys don't see me fumbling around in the background, I'm going to go over to their blog. And because some really fantastic stories and fantastic things for the podcasting community are going on over with Anchor. And if you haven't heard about them, I will be glad to explain this to you. All right, I'm going to open it inside the Medium. They use Medium for their blog. So I'm going to open this in the Medium app. And this little, oh, jeez, it didn't take me to the article. It took me back to, oh, sorry, had to navigate back. It's asked me to open it in the app, but it doesn't open the article in the app. It opened the homepage in the app, and then I had to find the article again. All right, enough of that. This GIF is so cute that I actually downloaded this GIF, and I posted it on Pinterest and a couple other places. The number of podcasts making money through ads just doubled because of Anchor sponsorship. I wish I had a soundbite. Thank you, Anchor. Anchor has been shaking up the podcasting space, and I don't care what nobody says. They may go away, they may shut down tomorrow, it doesn't matter. But all you podcasting hosts, if you listen to this, be on notice that you need to be providing podcasters with some of the tools that Anchor is providing. And I'm not talking about free hosting either. That's neither here nor there. Because the more and more podcasters that I meet on Anchor are already hosting their podcast somewhere else. They're just using Anchor to take advantage of the mass distribution. You get your podcast hosted, distributed to all those other sites without worrying about logging in, looking at some of these sites I didn't even know about, Breaker and all that. So because of this sponsorship, now this sponsorship that they have right now is currently only for U.S. podcasters. And I think it was Ruth that told me a long time ago that they were going to have to put in ads. And they did, but they did it in a creative and unique way. They did not put in those dynamic ad insertion ads, which are the ones that I hate. And I actually have them on one of my other podcasts on another host. And I was listening to my own podcast when I was on that site the other day. And I was like, let's get that ad off it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my own ad. But it was like, I don't know, it wasn't Geico, but it was something like Geico. But because these are host-read ads, meaning that the podcaster themselves reads the ad, they're able to add their own little flair, their own personality to the ad. And I am in the Anchor community Facebook group, and people are screenshotting and showing how much money they make and how many listens they're getting and all of that. And so I know a lot of traditional podcasters will turn their nose up like, oh, Anchor. But let me tell you something, honey. There's a lot of great content over on Anchor, and you know, there are a lot of podcasters that are making money, and they are getting their podcast distributed, okay, on a wide basis without logging in. And you know what, Ruth, I'm trying to make this so it's a little bigger. Actually, I think there's something wrong with Ecamm because it should not have reduced the size of your text, but it did. But that's okay. I'm on the beta version. I'm not complaining about Ecamm because Ecamm is my ish. Actually, I was going to do this on StreamYard today, but it didn't work. Okay, so I'm not able to. There you go. Wow, I can't believe you remembered my comment about the need for ads on Anchor. Girl, you kidding? When we talk, I remember everything you and I talk about. Well, not everything, because you know I'm a little older. But yes, you know, I value your opinion and things that you say because I know you know what you're talking about. Okay? You know, like this person who I heard, I even value sometimes people, or I remember, I should say, maybe I don't value. I even remember some of the negative stuff I heard last night about Anchor. I was listening to a podcast that is also on YouTube as a hangout, and some negative things were being said about Anchor. And I said to myself, boy, I wish I was there. I wish I was in that room, well, you know, virtually, because they're full of crap. Anchor is a positive force in the podcasting universe. And if nothing else ever happens, like I said, if they shut down tonight, they've made all these other podcasting hosts rethink the way they treat their customers. Because guess what? I see them. I've been following them all. And I see them on, what's the place where I see them? Twitter. Mostly on Twitter. And they all of a sudden, the things that they're saying on Twitter is starting to change. The things they tweet about are changing. And it's almost like everything Anchor does, they try to put their spin on it and make it seem like, oh, yeah, we've been doing this for the community for years. But y'all never said it, or y'all never knew how to articulate it, or you never thought it was a big deal, and now you're trying to make a big deal out of it. Or you're even changing your platform. And that's what disruption is all about. You change the conventional way that podcasting is being done. And people get so bent out of shape about you can't log in and see your stats. If your podcast is doing well, you don't even really need to keep looking at your stats. And a lot of those podcasters that have been out and around for a long time, maybe in the first couple of years, they were stats junkies looking at their stats. But I can't tell you how many podcasters I hear. I'm not talking about Anchor now, right? I can't tell you how many longtime podcasters I hear like, I don't even look at my stats. They don't even look at their stats anymore. You're doing your thing. You're creating your content. Don't worry about the small stuff. Okay? So if you were hesitant to start a podcast before because you didn't want to put the money into it, you weren't sure the tech, is just so many things to know, and I get it. This is the story of my life. I spend my days learning about tech because I love tech. That's just my thing. But there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. You know, like I need to start wrapping my brain around this whole filing as a business, because I do have a business now with my properties my property that I own, right? So now I got to wrap my head around filing taxes as a business. I'm like, KK Harris is giving me an amen. Amen. Just do your thing. Do your thing. Don't worry about. You got this vehicle now to get your message out there that you didn't have before. As you get your message out there, as you find out, well, Anchor doesn't let me do this and Anchor doesn't let me do that, then you think about moving your podcast. But I am trying to encourage folks that are just like, I'm not even starting a podcast because podcasting is it's too complicated. I don't have this. I don't have a mic. You don't need a mic. You don't need a mic. And I heard somebody say, oh, people think they can just pick up their phone and start podcasting. And I said to myself, you snob. There is nothing wrong with podcasting from your phone. There's not. This technology makes it so that we can podcast from our phone. And the biggest, most professional podcasts in Apple Podcasts, guess what they do? They have guests calling in from their phone. Yeah, and they sound horrible. I'm just telling it like it is, y'all. I'm just telling it like it is. Okay, so I hope that Ruth said, thank you, Eileen. You're welcome, Ruth. I always enjoy talking to you. And then she was saying about Ecamm. Yes, my favorite. And Tish, did you have any specific questions about Anchor before I close out? If you just wanted me to say kind words about Anchor, I have made enough money on Anchor to pay my Libsyn hosting bill. Okay. And all I had to do was record an ad for an app that I've been using for years, Flipboard. That's who's sponsoring my podcast on Anchor. Flipboard. I've had Flipboard in my blog footer probably since 2012 or 13. 12 or 13, one of the 2 years. And I've had the app on my phone. I uninstalled it and I put it back on, and I'm going to watch your vids. I only caught a moment. Okay, thank you, KK. And you know what? I said I was going to do this. Make sure that we all connect with one another. And as Tish mentioned earlier, and I'm glad that that came up because I did not have my chat popped out, but I'm going to pop it out right now because KK is new to Miss Eileen Speaks fam. So welcome, KK. And, I can tell that you are going to love hanging out with us here. And so this is the chat I'm screen sharing right now. You guys go over to those 3 dots on the side, like Ruth right here, 411 Sports TV. Click on those 3 dots and then click on Go to Channel. Subscribe to each and every one's channel. And I'm going to make sure I get connected with KK right now. And I'm just going to subscribe, We support each other, right? Because the worst thing can happen, and oh my gosh, she's so adorable. But the worst thing that could happen, even though this is not the case right here, is that I find out that's not the kind of content I want to listen to. So later on, maybe I'll unsubscribe. But for now, I can tell right now, look at her. She looked like she could be sister from another mister. So we're going to do that. Okay, so now I'm even going to subscribe to ISO Flame. And like I said, they may not have the content that I'm all that interested in. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and subscribe. And I can always either unsubscribe later. And, this is why we have I'm going to put it in the chat, hashtag 2 taps. Hashtag 2 taps. 2 taps. 1 tap for hitting that like button. Tap that like button with that pretty little finger of yours, that well manicured little pointer. And the other tap is to share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed before, that 1 tap is to subscribe, and that 2nd tap is to hit that bell so you can get the notifications when I go live. Because mostly I go live here. But every now and then I will upload a video, and I may wind up uploading a video over this weekend because, I might be snowed in here. I'm not really sure. They act like we're going to get a lot of snow, and then they say, oh no, we're probably just going to get rain. Who knows? So, but I will be back next weekend because I missed you guys, and I didn't go live last weekend, but I typically go live every weekend. And my thing that I want to let you know is, even if you don't get a chance to ask me your questions, you weren't here on the live, and so you didn't get a chance to ask me your questions. So I'm just going to say the link, and I'll put it in the description for the video. If you ever want to leave me a voicemail, you go to eileen.link/voicemail. If you ever want to leave me an email or send me an email, you go to eileen.link/contact. And that's ILEANE. And with that, I will see you guys next weekend. You guys have a wonderful week ahead. I thank you so much for coming. Please watch the video here that you see on the card. Bye for now. Love you. Mean it.